I am associate professor in public policy, but I wish to clarify that I speak in personal capacity. However, my talk draws on my independent and ongoing research project where I investigate how genome engineering biotechnologies have been represented in the public space since 2017. Compared to my submission, this talk draws on an extended research pool. As I said, it's ongoing, and now I'm drawing on a corpus of 125 media items and ministerial advisory reports published up to December 2024. I do wish to speak in opposition of the bill on two grounds, although in principle I'm open towards revising the current legal framework, but that's not the right way to go about it. And first, my first reason is that my findings show that over the past 8 years at least, if not more, New Zealanders have not been given a fair chance to learn and hear in the public space the views of a genuinely wide range of actors, but also relevant disciplines, not just genetics. And we need to hear more on a highly diverse range of applications as this technology is very heterogeneous. Nor could the public hear a broad range of perspectives also on non-scientific aspects, particularly the ethical, equity, economic power, or cultural implications of deregulating the use of genome-engineered organisms. We have only heard from a vested interest geneticist who some people misleadingly refer to as the entire scientific community in this country. Unfortunately, what adds to the problem is that the poor quality science journalism in this country and also the inadequate policy analytic work by some organizations have also contributed to a poor quality of public monologues. And these were plagued by both types of misinformation distinguished in the literature. You can call it misinformation, lumping, whatever, miscommunications, but the effect on the public and the law is the same. So what we see, what I discovered is that there were many miscommunications plagued by both types of misinformation, as I said, noted in the literature, errors of judgment and errors of fact. The latter also include omissions, misrepresentations, and falsehoods. And I was quite shocked by my findings to see that many of these originate also in the views of vested interest scientists, not only the usual suspects of commercial actors and so on. So I am concerned that some miscommunications have made their way into the bill from the preamble, also to the so-called risk proportionate framework. These miscommunications have affected several types of topics, including representations of science, discussions on regulatory approaches in New Zealand and overseas, and aspects regarding any real benefits and the commercialization of various products globally. So the question is New Zealand moving from evidence-based to misinformation-based policy making? Second, I oppose the bill because of substance, because it is fundamentally flawed in the way it tries to address risks. The bill does not properly deal with scientific uncertainties that can be neither quantified nor expressed qualitatively. The only way to safely regulate and scientifically regulate these technologies and their applications is based on the overarching interpretation of the precautionary principle. Finally, the proposed bill denies the democratic right of society to regulate technologies based on values too, and which are reflected in the decision criteria. And we do this for all types of policy domains: economic policy, education policy, social policy. These are value driven. So why should these particular technologies be exclusively regulated by monodisciplinary technocrats? And to add insult over injury, there has been a failure of ethical behavior by allowing vested interest scientists to be members of the monodisciplinary technical advisory group. And the only place for these people, and there is a place for them, but the place is in the industry advisory group. So in my view, current arrangements are tantamount to possible self-regulation and a rather symbolic law. Thank you for your time, for hearing me, and I'm open to questions.
Thank you very much. We've got time for one question. Steve.
Yeah, I just want to pick up on that last point. In terms of the structure of the advice that we should be receiving as a committee, are you suggesting that we need a more independent advisory group, and that the current advice that's group that's been set up for the ministries is somewhat weighted to a particular perspective in your view, without casting aspersions on individual scientists.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Thank you. No, absolutely. New Zealand has brilliant independent geneticists, but so far, some people have preferred not to listen to them. They have published internationally. They have even developed methods like PCR to actually test whether new organisms are truly organisms are gene edited or natural. So we have high quality independent geneticists. And we also need multidisciplinary advice. You need advice from legal experts, from public policy experts, from ethics, from cultural aspects. I mean, again, why should politicians be advised only by monodisciplinary scientists? For all other technologies, we have multidisciplinary approaches, and this is a huge flaw which has to be fixed.